position. Set anchor.
Thank you, sir.
Student grade number 1.
I intend to develop myself in a positive manner and to avoid anything that would reduce my growth, my physical health.
Student grade number 2.
I intend to develop self-discipline in order to bring out the best in myself and in others.
Student grade number 3.
I intend to use what I learned in class constructively and defensively to help myself and my fellow man, and never to be abusive or offensive. Thank you, sir.
more, guys. Go. We're three on and go. And last one, next one, go. We're guys down and move on to cross, hook, cross. So here, now we're gonna throw our cross, then we're gonna throw our hook and our cross. So everybody stick your cross out, stick your cross, move it. You can cross strong, nice work. And now for your hook. Stop, I don't want to go past the center line, not right on, but right down, I see it. And you guys up all you do, you up the tension, you the guard. Good job, and then for the last cross. Nice work, try to pull it all back. Now we're gonna do it again, a little bit faster now, you guys ready? And go, cross, hook, cross. Nice work, and we see the guard small, going into the hook, just, and go, cross, hook, cross. Good job, and go, cross, hook, cross. Nice work, guys. Let me see you guys. And go. Jab, cross. Nice work. I can jab, cross. I'm going to cross this cross. Nice. And go. Cross, hook, cross. Good job. And last one together. Go. Cross, hook, cross. Nice work, guys. Now, mind out. I want you to do guys and keep it focused. Keep going. Double this elbow. I want you to go right like this and keep focused. Rise up and go. Nice work. Go. Really good. Go. Nice work, guys. Go. And down with the guard. Reverse, up my face, and go. And go. Work, and go. Yeah, and go. Nice work, and two more times, guys. Then you start long and go. Cross, hook, cross. Good job. And last one, back one, go. Cross, hook, cross. Good job. Now we're going to go on the knee. So, now here's how we're going to do the knee. So we're talking about back leg knee. So here we're going to form like big taking our hands, putting together, pull them in. And cut them, get. Stick your hand. Make it. Palm. I guess we're going to call it. Pull it in your chest. Now, one more time. Pull it right in your chest. Now, we're going to go back leg knee. Throw your knee. Nice work. And again, throw the knee. Good job. When we're throwing the knees, we want to make sure our foot point is down like that. Okay. Plump and knee. Nice work. And again, plump and knee. Nice work, guys. And now we're going to plump the knees for our lead leg. So we're here. And go. Plump and knee. Nice work. And you can guard first. We're going to stand and go. Plump and knee. Nice work. We'll bring our knees to our head shooting out. So I mean by that, instead of going straight up like that, my head's kind of going towards that. That way I can get something that's not being flat like that. And go. Plump and knee. Nice work, guys. And two more together. Go. Plump and knee. Nice work. And go. Plump and knee. Nice work, guys. That one alternates. So we're here. We're going to plump, fire our back leg knee, and then we're going to plump and fire our knee leg knee. All yeah, you got ready to get the guard. And go. Plump. Back leg knee. Hold the plump and knee leg knee. Nice work. And go. Back leg knee. And knee leg knee. Nice work. And go. Plump. Back leg knee. Knee leg knee. Nice work. Three more together and go. Plump. Knee. Nice work. And go. Plump. Back leg knee leg. Nice work. After that one, go. Plump. Back leg. Knee leg. On my count now, guys. And go. That's where we're doing this more. Our toe point down. And go. Go. Yep, and if we finish, don't hold anymore. Get ready to do a good guard one. And go. Nice work, Leon. And go. And go. And go. And the guys in time for 1 second, one move detail. Right now, we're not going to get a move stand. I think we're not going to right hand. So our left leg, our left leg and left going straight before the hip. Because that way, if we're sparring and something like that, and then we go straight in the knee. So instead of our neutral guard, we're going to do right hand. And three more. You guys ready? Start up and go. Nice work. Go. Nice work, Gabby. Go. Trying to point those toes down, and last one, go. Next guard in time. Now we're going to neutral guard. Use a roundhouse kick off first. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got some rigid leg extensions that we take. So what we're gonna do, or I get the target. So we're gonna all take one here. We'll start with our left hand, put it up against the target. And I'm gonna extend our roundhouse kick like this. I'm gonna hold it for, well, for the say front. Remember, quick reminder on the roundhouse kick, guys, one our bottom part, the one that's not kicking, be pointed towards the target. So like that. And everybody throw your right leg kick. And you see it, right leg roundhouse. You keep your guard good too. Hold it up there. Yes, sir. Get my razor blade. Hold it up. And switch. Okay, guys, and down. Okay, guys, all right, switch the other way. And now it's left leg down. Down. And time, you guys, and down. And first, step away from the target, step back, step forward, and with the target. Now we're going to round to neutral guard. So when you think of neutral guard from you, relative woman, straight forward. We're going to start by throwing our right leg stick. Here, we're going to make sure our leg is foot is pointed towards the opposite foot forward. We want to come here, not too far right. My opposite foot is pointed towards the window. So it's like that. So it's two sides, guys, ready? You need to get neutral stances and throw your right leg kick. Nice work. And again, throw your right leg kick. Nice work. Remember what we're thinking. You know, neutral guys, so we're not like this right now. Now like this. And go, get. Yes. Nice work. And get. You gotta remember one of those skills too, because watch my hip for a minute. So instead of just like this, this is more of a side kick. You want to make sure our foot is pointed over that whole round. And get. Nice work. And then if I can, and go, 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 nice work, and go, and go, and go, nice work, and two more guys, go. Last one, that's one, go! Okay, now this one is left side. So here's the exact same thing. Opposite foot is pointing towards the wall now. Instead of, as it will be talking about earlier, instead of bringing our knees into our chest and side kick, we actually bring our legs out like this, and then we extend. That's how we go back. We're here to bring our legs back, and then we fire the kick. Now, so we'll write that in a physical stance. And again, fire the kick. Take that down. Nice work. And fire the kick. Take that down. So start the two more together. Fire the kick. Take that down. Nice work. That's the best one. Fire the kick. Take that down. Nice work, guys. I count. That's ready. And go. Nice work. Go. Good job. Let's get inside. Go. And go. Go. And go. And go. And go. Go. And go. We're going to remember to bring our leg up, and then we fire quickly over to bring it up. Kick, bring it forward back, and then kick. 3 more times. Then ready? Guards up and go. Go. Carry on. Great work. And go. And for guys, and face towards me. Position. That and down. All right, so from here, let's do this actually. Nate and Rian, you guys are going to jump over on that side with Mr. Kester. Rian, jump over that word. And for us, we are working on extremity form 5, right? How do you know?
on Monday doesn't mean that there isn't one. All right, so activate form 1. Ready? Neutral hand, position. Let's do the opening first. Everyone set. And activate. Form 1. You bow. You step back on the right, hands come to our side. And then tap the right leg, change your hand, shoot up to the left. Curl the fingers in, go down lock. Head transfer, step to the left, chop left. Punch right. Chop right. Punch left. Step to the left, punch right, full key. That's what we went up to last week. We're going to do that a few times, perform it a few times. If you guys just focus, you can build up. Ready, set. And again, activate. Form 1. Step back to the right, fingertips together. And then right hand, and then shoot up in that spot. Hands are open and flat. Roll the fingers in, go down lock strong. Head transfer. Step to your left, chop left. Punch right. Chop right. Punch left. Step to your left, punch right, full key. And again, set together. Activate. Form 1. Step back to the right. And then shoot up to the right one. Roll the fingers in, go down lock. Head transfer. Step left, chop. Punch. Chop. Punch. Step through, punch key. And set together. Do it out me. Activate. Form 1. Step back. And then shoot up to the next one. Roll the fingers in, double down lock. Head transfer. Chop, punch. And punch. And then the other side. Chop, punch. 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 And then step through, punch key. And do it again. Set. Activate. Form 1. Bow. Step back to the right. Fingers together. And then shoot up to the right block. Roll the finger. Come down lock. Head transfer. Chop. Punch. Chop. Punch. Step through, punch key. All right, so let's perform that part and then we're going to add on. Perform it with me. Activate. Form 1. And do it again. Set. X-ray. Form 1. Step back. Together one more time. Right? X-ray. Form 1. All right, let's see you do it without me this time. Mr. Joshua, you're going to be patient. So you say estimate, they all say estimate. You say form 1, they all say form 1. You all bow together, you step back. You'll say aya, which is the command of like saying start. And then everybody goes, sia, and then you perform. All right, ready, set. Go ahead, Joshua. Everybody bows, and it's her, and Josh says aya. And then you all go, sia! And then what? And then, right? Do it again, set. And Mr. Josh, you did a wonderful job. Do it again. Bow. Turn. And then you go, aya! And then go. Right, so let's walk through that section again. Realize, the idea of me walking through a section is so that you guys can do what? Perform that section, right? I'm not doing it for my help. I'm not doing it for my training. I already know how to do that. The reason I walk through it is so you guys can learn it and understand it. So when we're walking through it, make sure you're learning it and understanding it, because moments after I walk through it, what am I going to have you do? Do it. You're going to have to perform it on your own, right? So let's do it again. Make sure you pay attention. X-ray. Form 1. Step back. And then we shoot over our We roll our fingers in. Down down block, and transfer. Chop, punch, and then one. Chop, punch, and then one. Right, pressure, punch, feet. And here we go. Set. X-ray. On one. Bow, step back. And then shoot up and block. Over the fingers. And then head transfer and chop, punch. And then the other way, chop, punch. And then good. One more time. Actually, we're going to build up. So everybody go right back to this one. So the new section for this week. Step up, punch down with the right. Right hand flexes down. So we're starting right here. Sideways, like we're facing the parking lot. Like I'm facing. There we go. And now from here, hands in the guard. And then side kick with the right. Slide straight down so your toes are facing the seating area. Look over your left shoulder. Step to your left, chop up. And then high roll punch full feet. Or no, tap feet. And so do it again. Press down to the right. Hands up. And then hands in the guard. Side kick. Slide down, look over left shoulder. Chop. Chop, left leg. Left hand, chop. Look over left shoulder. Hands your left. Look over your left shoulder. Look over your left shoulder. Guys, are you looking at how I'm standing like you're looking over your left shoulder? Chop with the left, chop with the left, and then punch, kick, tap, right? So everyone look at that. When you watch me move, the goal is to replicate what I do. So if I say you're going to side kick, and then look over your left shoulder, and then go to this, again, you should be watching me right now because I'm not going to pay attention. Right? I look over the left shoulder, I step from my top, and my instructor is doing this, but I should be doing the same thing. Understand? All right, so let's try it again. Ready? Press down to the right. And then hands in the right pocket. Plant straight down, look over your left shoulder. Step to your left foot. Step to your left. And then punch. And step back to the right, press down to the right. And then hands in the guard, side kick to the right. Punch straight down, look over your left shoulder. Step to your left, chop left. And then punch to the right. Right, and step back, press down. And hands in the guard, side kick. Slide straight down, look over your left shoulder. And then step to your left, chop. And then punch. Right, so I realize when I do this, because some of you are doing this and you're training the correct way. After I do my side kick, I plant straight down, I look over my left shoulder. I step to the left and chop left. So I'm spinning around, right? You guys are going here, you're kicking, and you're stepping back to the back. But you're getting there the incorrect way. You have to look over your left shoulder and spin. Make sense? Right, so let's do it again. Ready? Press down to the right. And hands on the guard. Side kick with the right. Let your feet straight down so they're facing the back. Now look over your left shoulder. Step to your left. Oh, so much better. Chop left, punch right. Right, and do it again. Press down. And hands on the guard. Side kick. And straight down. Look over left shoulder. Step left, chop left. Punch to the right. And do it again. Step down. And side kick. Spin through chop. That's it. And then punch and horse kick. Right? So now all the way to the very top. That's not what we have so far. Reset. And exit. 4-1. Step back. And then make sure it's correct block. Roll our fingers in, go down and up. Head transfer. Step to the left. Chop. Punch. Chop. Punch. Step to punch. Key. And then step up, press down. And to the guard, side kick. And down, look over your left shoulder, tap to your left. And keep and time. So you guys want to make sure you're practicing this because we only have 1 week 3. So in 3 more weeks, I start checking to see if you're ready to test. Right? Which means next week we'll review it all again and work on this section. The week after that, we'll do the ending or the next section and the ending. And we'll review that all again. And then it's tick-check time. So it's coming up really, really fast with the circle. So you guys got to really make sure you're practicing what we're doing in class. Yes, Joshua? Gotcha. All right, very good. So everyone set. Your seat. Mr. Kester. You can bother them up, send them back to where they started. If you heard kick stuff, class is over. And then everyone set. Again, set your shoulders back, chin up, eyes straight ahead, and still focus. Yeah, yeah. How about here is okay. All right, so. All right, roundhouse, feet target. For the Zoom team at home, if you guys don't have a target, then you're just practicing these kicks in the air. So we're going to be working on back leg roundhouse kicks. What kind of kicks?
Back leg roundhouse.
Back leg roundhouse kick. So with a back leg roundhouse kick, everybody watch. I'll use this target. My front foot here. My back leg does the kick. Very simple, right? Back leg roundhouse kick. But here's the key. Look at my front foot, not the left kicking foot. Watch what I do with the foot that I'm standing on. I throw the kick, and I turn it all the way away from the target. So every time I kick, that foot pivots all the way away, and I come right back to my guard, right? Everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
You're going to alternate back and forth with the partner. Go, jump, buddy! Left side is forward, right leg is kicking. I see go to work next year. 7 loud, strong yes, sirs, right? Let's see. Go to work!
Yes, sir.
Nice. There you go. Take your hand. Each other. Left side forward. Keep it right. Yes. Yeah, boy, good. You broke your foot, probably not. But when your toes in position, you won't broke your foot. Yes, like that's good. Yeah.
Turn your body.
Hey, Josh. Good front foot, Joshua. Hi, really?
Stretch it out like this. So think you figure you're coming up, it's still coming up, but it's almost like that. We're not looking directly at it. We're looking at the side for like that. Yeah. Get the job. One more time.
Yes, that's what we have. And time, everyone, put your right side forward. Right side forward, left leg is farther than kick back. Go to work.
Yes, sir.
Nice energy, team. I like it.
Much better.
We got wide open my head. Like you feel like this, feel more. Like this. Got wide open my head. And time! Everybody start to target neutral stance. Position! Set! There's Z. High five to the partner to the targets. And then turn back around face this way. Please relax down. Stand so I can see it. Hands behind your back. So as we wrap up, we've been talking about protocol. Week 1, we talked about bowing in and out of the dojo, on and off the floor, beginning and ending of classes. A couple of weeks ago with the positive response, answering with yes sir, which lets you know your needs in the class, right? Last week we talked about how to stand in the beginning and ending of class. Today we're talking about what do you do when the instructor is explaining, right? And this goes the same for whether you're in karate school or whether you're at your own academic school or sitting there on Zoom looking at the computer screen, right? If the teacher is teaching a lesson, should the student be trying to talk over the teacher and explain that? No, of course not, right? If I'm explaining something, do I need Joshua to re-explain his point? No, right? Should he be trying to explain it over the top of me? No, Joshua's a pretty good student. He works really hard. He's been doing so for about a year and a half. I've been doing this for 30 years. I think I'm pretty good at explaining it. I probably don't need Joshua to help explain the drill, right? And your teacher at school, the same thing, right? And many times kids will try and show how brilliant they are, and I get it, I understand it. However, the teacher doesn't need you at that moment to show how brilliant you are and say, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. This is how you do it, right? They don't need you to do that. They need everyone else to understand what's going on. Does that make sense? Right? So they don't worry about talking over the teacher. What about if I'm explaining the drill and Rihanna is talking to Nate? What's the problem with this situation? Say that again. They're not concentrating, right? What else? What's going to happen when I say go to work? Right? What do you think, Brian? You're going to be, you're not going to have any idea. But now, not only is, let's say, Brian not going to know, but now Nate's not going to know either because Brian was talking to Nate. Right? Not that he was. You guys are being fine. I'll use me as the example. Not only am I not going to know, but now Nate's not going to know because I was talking to Nate instead of listening to what the teacher had to say. So now neither one of us know. What happens if I'm like daydreaming, looking out the window, and I'm like, oh, the lights just went out. Oh, it's raining outside. I want to go play. What's going to happen now when the instructor says go to work? Nate? I'll have no clue what to do, right? They'll say go to work, and I'll be like, oh, what are we working on? Right? Is that going to help me at all? No, right? And how often does it really take for me to explain a drill? Like when we're having the match class, it might be a couple minutes long. But in the beginning, when Mr. Custer was saying, okay, guys, you're going to work on a perfect jab, jab, cross. Does it take much longer than that to explain the drill? Not really, right? Right away, we're getting you guys moving. So there's not really any time for you to just be daydreaming. Work on your focus, develop that, right? Same thing at school. If you can do that, if you can stay on task with the teacher, your ability to learn is going to be much higher than somebody else, right? This makes sense, everyone? Right, so remember, if we're explaining the drill, eyes on the teacher, and don't worry about explaining things along with us. We can do it just fine on our own. Everyone relax hands. Now I am proud as a dedicated student of martial arts. I will live by the principles of black belt. Honesty, courtesy, integrity, self-control, perseverance, and indomitable spirit. What is the goal? Critical stance, position, set, courtesy, out, impact martial arts. Awesome. Nice job, guys. Nice job, Zoom team. And Miss Gabby. You're all set, Gabby.